Holly Bellabono, my book, Once Upon a Place, Forests, Caverns, and Other Places of Transformation in Myth, Fairy Tales, and Film, is a really excellent tool for writers. So whether you're a novelist, a playwright, or a screenwriter, these are metaphors and symbols that you can use in your work that especially deal with a sense of place, the setting where your character goes. It doesn't have to be the whole setting for the whole story, but for a portion of your story, these five locations can be um, transformational for your character. So we've talked about descent and resurrection, which is a key point in a hero's journey type tale. These are quests, these are adventures. And then specifically the five locations I identify, we've got the cavern, we've talked about the deep, and now we're going to talk about the vessel. And this is one of my favorite images, my favorite locations or places where your character can go or that you can incorporate into your tale for character growth. So, as a writer, you want your character to face obstacles. They don't want to, but you need them to, and they need to, in order to attain a better version of themselves or to answer the questions that they have in their hearts and in their minds. Where do they do this? It's very important that they go somewhere different. For instance, if your character sits at the kitchen table and just thinks about things, they're not going to experience transformation. They have to go. You have to take them out of their familiar place and you have to put them somewhere new. That's what the cavern is. That's what the deep is. And now the vessel. So the vessel is, it's colorful, it's creative, and it's familiar. So we're talking about a cup, a chalice, a bowl, a soup pot, a cauldron. We could be talking about the Holy Grail. We could also be talking about a spring or a well. The idea is that it's the deep, which is the big, expansive ocean, writ small. And by writing it small, by providing your characters with a familiar, homey type of location that still is mysterious and still has these expansive, reflective qualities about it, then you're allowing them to move through their transformational journey in a more um, in a safer way. So the vessel is the idea of the womb holding the newborn baby in a woman's body, and it is female inherently, the vessel, and it indicates regeneration, rebirth, and new life. So it has both light and dark, light reflecting off the surface and dark within the depths of the vessel. It can hold food and beverage, which is what a soup pot does, or the cup that you drink from, which makes it a very relatable symbol. It's very familiar, which can also, for a writer, be really wonderful because you don't expect great transformation from a very familiar symbol like a cup or a bowl. So to experience great transformation can be a surprise, and it can lend that sense of that shock value to your writing. The vessel can hold food as a pottery urn, or it could be a funerary urn holding the remains of the deceased. So we go from life to death, all within the same, usually ceramic vessel, but it could be iron, it could be glass. Think about Galadriel's vessel in the Lord of the Rings. Think about Caradwyn's cauldron. She was the Celtic goddess of rebirth and renewal. Think about the ancient soldiers, undries, who stirred whatever was in their pots to create new life. It's a really magical image, very colorful. It has a lot to do with shape shifting and new identity. Also think about Stregonona, right? The magic witch with her pasta pot. So it can be a very playful image in your writing, as well as very transformative. So the vessel is a really core thing that you can incorporate into your writing. It can be part of your hero's journey. It's a place, it's an object, and it can be a lot of fun to work with in your writing. So we've talked about the abyss being these locations, the cavern, we've talked about the deep, we've talked about the vessel. Next, we're going to talk about the fourth out of the five locations, which is the forest.